This morning, chasing a plate, chasing temples. We're at arguably one of the greatest Mayan cities, Chichen Itza. It's meant to be huge, exciting, and we've come super early to beat the crowds.
Not super early, it's 8 AM.
But it just opened at 8 AM. We're like the first people through the gate. Whoa! We're jumping straight in for a photo shoot because this is incredible. We've only ever seen videos with crowds of people, and all these little people you see are actually just sellers and grounds people. We are quite literally the first tourists here for the day. This is El Castillo, the grandest of the pyramids at Chichen Itza, and it is the temple for the serpent god, Kukulkan. So you can see these heads at the bottom of the stairs are like the serpent, and there's an amazing phenomenon here. So on the equinoxes, so twice a year, there's a shadow gets cast from, I can't see a thing because of the sun, I'm afraid, here. So along the steps here down the edge, it just casts a shadow down the edge of the main staircase there, and it creates a snake shape. And so you get thousands and thousands of people here on the equinoxes. Another awesome fact about this place is each side has these staircases. There's 91 stairs on each side, and that leaves one platform up the top. That equals 365. That's exactly the amount of days in the year. They had an immensely strong mathematical system. Like, these guys came up with the fact that there was a zero in maths about 800 or 900 years before the Europeans in the West. That's a huge achievement. Now, a lot of people know Chichen Itza as this. This is not the entirety. It is a complete city. So this main area here covers about 5 square kilometers, and that's where all the temples and such were. And then beyond that, there's countless housing areas. So many that they haven't even uncovered them. So as you see here, there's still a lot to be uncovered, and a lot of this is still underground, so there's more base to the pyramid here, because this area is it's been taken over by land, because they left here about 1200 AD was sort of the last time there were actually people here. But even then, when they were here about 600 AD, when they set up this city for the first time, this area wasn't flat. They flattened this all by hand. They built all of this without the use of stone tools. They just had they had hands, they had wooden tools. Sorry, not stone tools, metal tools. They didn't have metal tools, and they built this. But it's not a true pyramid. It is. Hey Sheena, are you learning from me?
I'm learning so much. As you can tell, Thomas is the fact man today.
I did some studying last night and watched a doco. So this is not a true pyramid. It is underneath. There is an older pyramid even, which they've built on top, but that was covered in rubble. So inside it's not a true pyramid from the base like the Giza pyramids. But wow. This one is so interesting. I'm not 100% sure what the name of this ball game was, but they used to play a game. See that tiny little loop there on the wall? There's one on the other side. The whole aim of the game was to get a little ball through that. This entire thing was the court. These courts were all over the Mayan cities, but this is the biggest and grandest one. So there was never a size structure to the courts, but the rule was you had to hit a little ball through that hole with only your elbows or your hips. They think maybe on this court, because the scale is so huge, there was probably rules beyond that, because that would be very hard. But one of the biggest things with this game was they played it quite often, I think, but a couple of times a year when they played it, it was basically a sacrifice. So if you won, you got killed. You got chucked in the cenote, which is where we're going to go next. If you won, they killed you. So it was like to win was like a good thing, and you were sacrificed to the gods. This place is mental. I might hand it off to Sheena because we're at the next very interesting site now, and I'm probably boring you to tears with all my facts. But before I go, don't forget to pop down below, hit subscribe. It helps us so much to see that subscribe button get hit.
We are here at the Cenote Sagrado. Cenotes, the Mayans believed, were portals to the afterlife. And if you watched our vlog from a couple of vlogs ago, where we visited one of the cenotes in Valladolid, like, you can see how magic it is, and you can see why they believe that. It's just incredible. And so they used to sacrifice people here to the gods in times of drought, and they've also found all sorts of things at the bottom of cenotes, like the bottom of this cenote they have found skeletons of children, of men, of obsidian, jade, copper, gold, all sorts of stuff. It's insane.
And they used to just throw people in here, and if you survived, you were like the divine. So in the very late years of the city, about 1200, a whole bunch of people got thrown in there. No one survived, so one guy took a jump. He survived, and then he claimed the whole city as the ruler of his own right. And then I think it might be that same guy that then said his mother was the reincarnation of the previous ruler's mother, so no one could challenge anything, except he might have been the one that kind of meant the whole city collapsed. Don't think it was that good, but he managed to get out of the cenote.
Facts you need to know about getting to Chichen Itza and how much it is. We caught a colectivo from Valladolid, which took about 45 minutes. The colectivo station was right next to the ADO bus terminal, and it cost 30 pesos, which is about $1.50 US. You can also catch the bus that leaves at 7:15, we hear, AM, because Chichen Itza gates open at 8 AM, and that's when we arrived, and we suggest you do the same. It was perfect getting here early. It cost 242 pesos to get in, which is quite a lot of money, like compared to other sites
it's
around
about 15 US dollars. So it is a lot.
And make sure you read up on some facts before getting here, or you can hire a guide, which is about 900 pesos, which is also
Or you can
quite a
get
lot of
me
money.
to watch a documentary like I did last night, and then I know lots of facts. But I imagine the guide would be the ultimate fact giver. But so what was it? 900 pesos.
900 pesos.
So that's very expensive. I don't even know how much that is. That's beyond anything we've ever purchased. Hey Sheena, want one more really good fact?
One more fact.
I really like this one. These guys were way ahead of the Romans. Or the Greeks?
What sort of fact bearer are you?
Okay, one of them, must be the Greeks, way ahead of the Greeks in having water, and this whole city had water. They used water pressure to create the flow of water, so everywhere had supplies of fresh water.
Genius.
Genius. It's now 9:30. We've somehow got lucky and there is no one here pretty much, but this place is packed. So definitely come early. But we just talked, I think we're going to wrap this one up at Chichen Itza. So sorry it's been chasing Chichen Itza, not chasing a plate today. Zero food involved, but there was just so many facts and this place is so incredible. We thought we'd keep it concise. So visit here if you get the chance. It's worth that extra money.
It is. Chichen Itza is the place to be. We hope we have inspired you to eat, well not eat today, but explore like a traveler, not a tourist.
Adios.